Hello. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday, August 9th. That is 19 days to my birthday. 19 days, guys. 19 days to my birthday, just so you know. You can always anticipate that something fun will happen here around my birthday time. But hello, come on in. I am so excited to close out this free 3-part session that I've been doing on the 3 myths that I had to bust through, right? Sharing personal stories about me, myths and things that I had to bust through so that I could get big results in my business. And this is one where I want you to feel free to ask me any question, right? Because somebody emailed me the other day and said, well, what are your big results exactly, Rita? Like, you've shared, you know, things you've overcome, challenges and obstacles you've overcome, and hi, who's here? Say hello when you're here. And that is something, right? That is a big result. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Evala. Overcoming challenges is a result, right? But people who know me know I'm super transparent about like all results in my business. So if you have a specific question, always feel free to ask, and you can bring it here to this video. But I'm excited. So happy Friday. Let me ask you guys a question to start today. So first of all, hopefully you've caught part 1, myth 1, and myth 2. If you didn't, I would really go back and catch them, okay? So on Monday was the video. They're all pinned to the top of the group as an announcement. So Monday was the video where we overcame myth 1, and I'm gonna like loop them all together, so I'm not gonna recap them. I'm gonna loop them all together at the end. And Wednesday was myth 2, and today's myth 3. So to help facilitate this conversation, I'm curious, what is a strategy? I asked 3 questions. Like, what's something you've done in your business before that just didn't work? Like, what's something that you tried that just didn't work? And I'm even gonna write down your answers. And if you're watching on replay, please still share, right? But what's something you've done in your business that just didn't work? Or what's a strategy that you're doing right now that isn't seeming to work, right? It's not looking like it's working. Or have you ever gotten a sign that says, don't do something in your business? And I'm curious. I'm just curious what those things are. So let me know, type them in the thing. But has anybody ever had an experience like that at all, where you're like, gosh, I threw a strategy out the window. I've just decided to stop doing something completely because it's not working. Evala said, I did not watch the first 2. Well, Evala, you're gonna have to. You don't need to have watched them to be part of this one, but I highly suggest you watch the first 2, because all 3 myths work together, right? So the minute you bust through these 3 myths, like I promise, right? Your business will whoop, right? If you can just really bust through these. So, okay, so Evala says, I've done some booths before and they don't seem to work for me. What else? Who else? And Evala, while we're waiting for other people, I might ask you another little sub question about that. Like, why do you think they didn't work? Like, what is it about having a vendor table, having a booth, that you think didn't work? Hi, Britt. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Or good afternoon. Good afternoon. So we're talking about things that just haven't been working in business, right? And I'm going to relate this to why you're not getting the results that you want in business, right? And why things aren't working. So I'm just looking for what has worked, what's not working in your business right now, or what hasn't worked in the past, or when did you get like a sign saying, don't do this in your business? So Evala said, Evala said, I don't think it was the right event. So right there, I want to show you one thing, right? When I said, what strategy didn't work for your business, your answer, Evala, was, booths don't seem to work for me, right? Like that was what I want you to see is that's the language that was in your head immediately, right? Booths don't seem to work for me, right? Just done. Booths don't seem to work for me. Those were the words that were first like typing out of your hands, right? So that means that was the thought that was in your head. But then when I asked why, your answer was, well, it was one event, right? And I don't think I was in the right event, right? Or whatever. Like I'm assuming maybe you just think it wasn't the right event. That doesn't mean booths don't work, right? Like that, but do you see what our brain does right there? I just kind of want to point it out. I'm going to go into detail, but hopefully you catch that, right? Like, booths don't work for me. I think I just wasn't at the right event. Right? Like that is not the same thing, right? And I want you to see that because that's what we're talking about today. So hello to everybody who just joined. Feel free to chime in your answer. The questions that I'm asking are, what's something that you've done in your business that just didn't seem to work for your business? So you kind of stopped doing it. What is something you might be doing right now, like a strategy or an action or something that you're doing in your business right now that doesn't appear to be working? And what's something or like a time that you've gotten a sign that's like, don't do this anymore. Like, don't go in this direction. You shouldn't do this thing. Maybe it's in your business or it was in your life, something bigger, but like, don't go down that road, right? Tell me all those times, right? And the reason that I'm talking about it today, right? And I've got like these little notes, so I'm gonna put it up here. The reason that I'm talking, because I don't want to say anything. The reason that I'm talking about it today is I have heard a lot. Okay, so ever since I renamed the group The All-In Entrepreneur, which I think we're all in agreement, we love this name, right? I've heard really great things. I've gotten great responses to my newsletters, great emails saying how much people really love this name. So I'm really, really glad that I changed the name of the group. But in these responses, people are like, hey, Rita, like I want to go all in on my business. And then, so some of the people that have hired me for the 90-minute all-in intensive that I'm offering, right? We'll start talking and then they'll say, yeah, but Rita, I've tried that before and it didn't work. How many of you have said that about something in your business? Just like Evala just did. I don't think that works. I don't think those are working. Or I've tried that before and it didn't work. Or the phrase, it's not working, right? It's not working, so I'm just going to stop. Or it's not working, so I'm not going to use social media. Or it's not working, so I'm not going to use videos in my business. Or it's not working, so I'm not going to go to that networking event. Or I'm going to stop networking because networking's not working, right? Or no one is buying, no one's signing up, no one's purchasing it. It must not be the right thing. It must not be the right offer, right? Like it must not be the right audience. So who has had thoughts like that recently or right now or in the past, right? I want to explain to you, and in doing so reveal the third myth, right, about what's happening with that. Because it's not real, it's not true, right? I mean, could it be that something doesn't work? Yes, of course, right? Could it be that the fact that like something is not going to be the best strategy for you? Right? Absolutely. Hi, Arita. Hello. But there's something much bigger going on, right? And the myth you have to bust through is that story you're telling yourself. So, for example, Evala said, vendor tables don't work for me. Booths don't work for me. And then I asked why, and she's like, I just don't think I was at the right event. In no way does that mean vendor tables don't work. I mean, that's not even close to it, right? It's like, oh, I just wasn't at the right event. Right? But our brain will do that to us. It will focus us on the wrong things. In fact, what I wrote down, my note that I like, the way I wanted to share it was, your brain has you look at misinformation all the time. Your brain lies to you every minute of the day. And I'm so glad that Evala kicked us off. So Evala, thank you so much. I don't mean to keep like, I hope you know I'm just like, it's such a great example of what I'm talking about because it's so normal and natural and it happens to everybody. This is what our brain does. Our brain makes us look at lies, makes us look at misinformation and take it as truth. So like the misinformation, the lie is vendor events don't work, right? That's not true. The truth was potentially, without me knowing the situation, right, that Evala was at the wrong event. That's not the same thing, but her brain made her think, oh, see, vendor tables don't work for you. Vendor tables aren't working for you. So why does our brain do that? Any idea, guys? Like, why does our brain lie to us, right? So I don't want to go on until you guys answer. I was like, so why does our brain lie to us, guys? Come on. You guys are quiet today. Hello, hello. I'm gonna move this back a little. I feel like you're right up in my face. So your brain has you look at these misstatements, right? Every single time. I'll give you another example. Okay, so not the other day, it's a couple months ago when I was advertising for the Reset Retreat, right? So I was advertising for the Reset Retreat and nobody was purchasing the Reset Retreat signing up for the Reset Retreat, right? And I was talking to somebody, said, God, I don't get it. Like I'm posting about it all the time, right? I'm posting about it everywhere all the time. And she called me out on that. She said, I want you to go and like count the exact number of times you posted about it in your own group. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I have been posting about this all the time. So at that part of the marketing, because then I stepped it up, right? I went and counted, and I had posted about it like once a day for a week, right? Once a day for a week. That is not, you guys know, right? In the Facebook world, right? That even outside the Facebook world, like that's not a lot at all. But my brain was like, God, I've been talking about it all the time, right? I've been marketing this like crazy, and like this just must not be the right event. This just must not be the right thing. Here's another great example that happened yesterday. Okay, so you know I share my, like, guys, I go through the same things. Just because, like, I really want to stress this, just because you're at a different level of business, right? So when I went from 0 to 5K a month, when I went from 5 to 10K a month, when I went from 10 to 20K a month, right? Same problems, like the same mindsets. It's like the problems don't change, the mindset doesn't change. Hi Holly, the issues that I encounter, like they don't change. I just know how to get out of them quicker. I just know how to move past them quicker, right? Because I've practiced it. I've learned how to develop belief and trust and like experience doubt and move through it and take quick action, right? So the other day I said, right, so for those of you who don't know, I am in the middle, and I will tell you 18 times by the time this is over, and you will hear why, that I am offering a 90-minute intensive called the All-In Intensive. This is a 90-minute private, me and you, deep dive into figuring out the biggest thing for you to do in your business to get the results that you want, to build a profitable business, to stop scattering you, to focus you, right? And anyway, I'll tell you more about it later. But I've been selling it. And the other day I was talking to somebody and I said, oh, I don't know if this is the right offer. I don't know if my audience wants this offer because no one's buying it. And she was like, I thought you said 2 people have bought it, or three people. I said, okay, yeah, 4 people have bought it. She was like, so people are buying it. Really, people are buying it. Your brain just said no one's buying it. The truth is people are buying it, right? And I was like, yeah, you know, that is true, right? And here's the thing. The most uncomfortable piece of a strategy is when you are showing up and you are implementing the strategy and people aren't buying yet, or the results haven't come yet, right? Like, or the results you want fully have not been realized yet, right? That's like the most uncomfortable part of the strategy. Your brain, just like Arena just said, your brain doesn't like you to be uncomfortable. It doesn't like you to sit in discomfort. It wants you to stop the thing, right? It wants you to stop what you're doing. So your brain is having you look at like misinformation, false facts, fake news, right? Lies, right? It's having you go there because it wants you to stay safe. So when vendor events are uncomfortable, but not just the vendor event, when not getting the results that you want from your first vendor event are uncomfortable, or when you're standing behind the table and it seems like you're not getting results, or it takes a little bit more than one vendor event to get like real meaningful results, right? So when you go to maybe 1 or 2 or 3 and you're not getting the results that you want, it's super uncomfortable. But we know that what gets us to results is sitting and staying in discomfort and continuing our strategy, right? Sitting and staying and continuing it and showing up for it fully every day, all the time, with full energy, consistently, 90 days, more, right? And then not throwing out the whole strategy, but tweaking a very tiny part of it, and then tweaking another tiny part of it, and then tweaking another tiny part of it, right? To make it more and more excellent every single time. So we know, hands down, right? That's what going all in is. Going all in is, I am all in, both feet. There's not 1 foot here and 1 foot here, right? Like both feet are here. And so I'm in the discomfort, and now I'm going to stay. I can't take a step back. I can only go forward, right? That's what all in is. All in is I can't go backwards. I can only go forwards. And so I have to stay in the discomfort. But your brain will try to send every signal to you to say, no, we don't like this. Put that foot back. Keep that 1 foot back. Let's not lift that foot all the way up. Oh, you're going to go all in on this? I don't think so, right? Like, so this is where your brain, so for example, be intensive. Let's keep using my intensive. Let's just keep talking about my intensive, okay? All you know. But the 90-minute intensive that I'm offering, right? There are people who answered a poll that I did, that they're looking at it and they're thinking, I want this. I think I want this, but I think I want this, but I don't think I have the time for it. I think I want this, but I'm afraid that my schedule is kind of all chaotic and I'm not going to be able to implement what we talk about. Or somebody else answered, I think I want your intensive, but I'm hesitating, right? Because I'm not sure that this is going to get me the results that I want. Or like, I want this, but, right? This is the same thing, right? This is the same kind of mindset. So the brain is like, so these are the excuses I've gotten so far, right? Like, Rita, I want the intensive, but the holidays are coming up, right? The fall is coming up, back to school is coming up, the holidays are coming up, my family's coming to town, it's the last part of summer vacation, we need to take advantage of summer vacation, I really want to spend every minute doing like whatever because the summer is going to be over, I have all these other commitments, I have to like start back to school shopping, I have to do all this stuff. So Rita, I just don't think between now and the end of the year like that I can really, I want it, but I just don't think that I can. What I want you to see is everything, all of the stuff, right? The schedule, the back to school, the commitments, the whatever, that's your brain. That's your brain saying, see here, don't do this thing because it's intensive. It will change your business. Like I'm hands down, you can talk to anybody that has an intensive with me. It will change your business. If you take the actions that we come up with and you use my support, right, to implement them, it will change your business. And that business will change your life. And that life and that business change, your brain doesn't like. Your brain likes things to stay the same. So it knows this. It knows that this intensive will change your life. And then it's like, see all these reasons, right? How many of you have ever felt like you wanted to make an investment in something and then like the hot water heater breaks or you start flooding, the basement starts flooding or the car breaks down or whatever. And you're like, see, that's a sign. That's a sign that I shouldn't invest in this thing. Who has ever thought something like that? Yes? No? You don't have to tell me the exact thing. You can just say yes or no or share if you want. Right? Like I hear that a lot too. So I haven't heard it for the intensive, right? Right now I'm hearing, Reed, oh my God, it's such a great intensive. It's just like, it's the end of the summer and the fall and the holidays and the back to school and my schedule's so full and busy and I've got all these networking things and I've got I have a full travel schedule. I have a travel schedule and a speaking schedule full for the fall. I just don't know that I can find 90 minutes, right, or do the stuff, right? Yeah, those happen sometimes, right? Holly says. So like the things about, like you might think, oh my gosh, I'm gonna invest in an assistant for my business. That's it. I'm gonna hire a coach. I'm gonna pay for Rita's intensive. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, Rita's intensive, I'm all in. I'm gonna pay for it. And then you turn around and it's like, you've got to be kidding me. My roof is leaking. See, there's a sign that I'm not supposed to do Rita's intensive right now. Guys, that's not the way that the universe, like if you're into universal law or the universe, like for me it's God, but it's the same thing. When you read the Bible, it's the same thing. So whether you're religious, like God, spiritual religious, or whether you're just believing like the universe or a higher power or source energy or whatever, they all operate on the same principle. And the same principle is the universe, God, will never tell you not to do something. It will only tell you to do something. Okay? So you guys really need to grasp that. Like, I shared it the other day in my stories, if you guys saw it. I was reading a devotional, and it was talking about this. It was like, that time that you feel like something's not working, that time that you feel like it's disappointment, that time that you feel like that's just the enemy trying to keep you from doing something that's going to be good, right? And put good in the world and spread good and spread kindness and spread love. Like your thoughts of, oh, see, it's not working and I'm so disappointed and maybe I should stop this thing, or look at all these signs telling me that I should stop, right? That's not like the universe or God, right? That's the enemy or the opposite of whatever the universe is, right? Saying, I don't want you doing this. I don't want you spreading good and kindness and help and impact all over the world. No, right? So I'm going to get you to stop it, right? Well, the universe never tells you not to do something. It only tells you to do something. So when you're like, I'm going all in and I'm buying Rita's all in intensive, and then you look up and like the roof is leaking, right? That's not a sign to not invest. Right? The sign was to invest. The moment that you just felt like everything connected and you're like, yes, this intensive is for me. That's your sign from the universe or from whatever it is for you to go do something. Okay? That clarity, that like everything aligns and you're like, you get that feeling of excitement. And you're like, I want it. I really want it. I think I'm going to buy it. Oh my gosh. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to buy it. I can't wait. It's going to be scary, but I think I'm going to buy it. That's a sign to do something. looking at the roof leaking, all that is the roof leaking, right? But your brain's like, see, there's a sign. There's a sign. Don't do it. Don't buy that intensive. Are you guys understanding that, right? Like, do you guys see that? So holidays, back to school, schedule, commitments, the roof leaking, the hot water heater breaking, that's your brain. All of that is your brain just saying, don't do anything different. Stay comfortable. Stay where you are. Stay the same. Like, don't change. Don't start doing something that's uncomfortable, or if you started doing something that's uncomfortable, let's stop it. Let's not do that anymore. Let's get out of it, right? So that's where those phrases of it's not working. I've done it before, but it didn't work. It's not working, so I'm going to stop it. No one's buying my this. No one's coming to that. This isn't working for me, right? Do you guys, yes, no? Are we clear on that? Like, none of that's real. That's what I need to see. Like, that's your brain working overtime, like extreme overtime. We're talking like triple overtime, as if it's a snowstorm, okay? As if it's a snowstorm, and like they want to make all the money because it's like triple time, right? So the brain is like, let's stop it, right? This is the thing, right? Like the thing you want to change, right? You're here, you've participated, so you participated, some of you, in the July 26th event where you declared what you wanted to go all in on. And then we had week 1 of the all-in training, right? What does it mean to really go all in? How do you pick the one thing you want to go all in? Like, how do you actually do that? And then we've had this week, like, busting through the myths that are going to keep you back from going all in, right? From going all in. These are the myths that'll keep you from going all in. Guys, you picked a thing that you really, like, tell me again in this video. I want to know. Holly Shan, if you're still here, I know what yours is. Holly Shan says she is all in on being fully booked with a wait list. All in on being fully booked with a wait list for her Keeping the Peace pet program. I know this because Holly had one of the 90-minute intensives with me. But Holly Shan is all in on being fully booked with a wait list for her Keeping the Peace pet program. Who else? What are you all in on? It's not, I'm all in on having a successful business. I'm all in on making a lot of money. I'm all in on hitting 6 figures. No, like, what's the thing you're all in on to get to that thing? I'm all in on being fully booked with a waiting list. I'm all in on being a published author. I'm all in on being a highly paid, well sought after public speaker. I'm all in on being an expert on the media. I'm all in on being fully booked with a wait list. I'm all in on filling my program. I'm all in on what? What are you guys all in on? If you don't know how to answer that question, if you're like, but I'm all in on a couple of things, you can't be all in on a couple of things. You can only be a little bit in on a couple of things, right? All in is on one thing, right? If you can't answer that, or you don't have clarity around it, you absolutely need my 90-minute intensive, right? So I'm even gonna put, while I'm waiting for your answers, I'm even gonna put the link for my intensive right into the chat box. But tell me, what are you guys all in on? I'm going to scroll over and I'm going to look. I see Holly says, heck yeah. Okay, Holly is definitely all in on that, right? What else? What are you guys all in on? Guys, being quiet for people who are all in. Saying it is part of being all in. Maybe it's like, I'm all in on getting 1 client for this new offering. I'm just all in on my first client. I'm all in on what, right? And if you're watching on replay, tell me. But whatever your answer to that is, right? That's the thing, right? That is the thing. So for Holly, being fully booked with a wait list, that's a thing. For others, being a published author, or, you know, putting that first book out, or being a paid public speaker, like whatever that is, that's the thing. That's the thing that above all things will move the needle forward the most towards the ultimate success that you want. Holly just announced a 90-minute intensive. I'm so excited, Holly. Yay. I love it, right? She's all in. She has her strategy and she's all in. But the reason I point this out is whatever your answer to that question of mine was, like the thing you're all in on, and I want you to say it, I want you to type it. If you don't know, click on that link that I just shared and just purchase the intensive, right? You have till the end of the year to schedule it, but let's do it, right? Like, let's have it sooner than later. Like, why wait? Especially if you purchase it, right? Why wait? But like, get it, because you need that clarity, because you can't reach that level of success if you're split, into different pots, building half foundations. We talked about that. You can't build half buildings. You have to put your effort all in and build one building fully until it's working like a well-oiled machine and it can run without you, and then you move over to another building. Eva led to having full client load with a wait list. That was scary to type. Look, I'm just going to give you a little girl boss thing on that. Right? Because that's amazing that you took time to type it, right? I love that. So your thing is the thing. Eva, do you agree that that thing, being fully booked with a wait list, is the thing that above all other things would move your business forward the most to the ultimate success that you want? Yes? It will change you, right? Being fully booked with a wait list, do you agree, Eva? It will change you. It will change your business, but it will change your life and it will change you. It will change things about your day. It will change things about your structure. It will change things about your free time. It will change things about your whatever, right? So your brain is freaked out about it right now, right? Your brain is totally freaked out about it right now. That's why it's like, oh my gosh, that's scary to type, right? Holly Shan, you want to be fully booked with a wait list, you said. Do you agree that if you became fully booked with a wait list for your Keeping the Peace Pet program, that above anything else would change your business fundamentally? Do you 100% agree with that? It would change your business fundamentally, and would it also change your life, Holly? That's what I want you guys to see. The thing, I want to be a paid public speaker. I want to get my first book out. I want to start my podcast. I want to be fully booked with a waiting list. I want to whatever you're, fill my group coaching program. Evala just hired someone to help get a signature talk together. That's cool. I like that. I will say this though, Evala, I think that's a distraction from going all in on being fully booked with a wait list. And you know why I know that, because I am a coach that helps people put together talks and signature talks. I have a whole intensive for it, right? And you absolutely don't need a signature talk to be filling your client load from speaking, right? You absolutely don't need that. All you need to do is be out there speaking right now with a million different versions of a talk, right? Or a million different talks to different groups, just knowing the format of how to do it. Just go out and talk to, 10 groups a month. Go out and talk to 12 places. Go find webinars, like email 10 people a day, like email 20 groups, meetups, associations, organizations every day, and ask if you can speak to their members, and then, leverage that the right way, and then boom, you are fully booked with a waiting list. I guarantee it, right? What you don't need to do is like put together a signature talk. So I love signature talks. I help people do them. I'm not saying they're a bad thing, but I'm saying, Evala, like, you don't need that to be fully booked with a wait list, right? So I would hope that even if you work on that with them, that you're just going to keep going all in, right? Like put that, like make that secondary and just go get fully booked with a waiting list. This is the way our brain works, guys. This is why I'm so glad we're having this conversation, because that's what we talked about. So Evala, we talked about that on Monday. Before I can become fully booked with a waiting list, I need a signature talk. Before I can speak, I need a talk. Before I can apply to speak, I need a talk. None of that is true. That is all another lie that your brain is telling you to keep you from doing the thing. And now we know that we're not doing the thing because we don't trust ourselves, right, to show up and do it. We don't trust that we can navigate whatever results from it. We don't trust in the ultimate success. We actually don't believe in our success. So instead of just jumping in and doing it, we feel like we need all this other stuff. Well, I need to know, I can't do that until I have a perfectly formatted template for my podcast episodes, right? I need that before. And this is why, like, guys, like this intensive, I promise you will change your life. Like I will call out all this stuff for you. Like Eva is like, my brain, I will help shortcut it for you, right? Like I will say, no, that's a distraction. All that is like you telling yourself, just to keep you from doing it. Like now it's giving you a justification or a reason to not just go out and do it, right? And then after that, there's going to be something else. And after that, there's going to be something else. I've seen it before. I've seen it with talking a lot. So it's like, I want to speak, but before I can speak, I need to know what I'm speaking about. And before I know what I need to go develop a signature talk. And then I need to get public speaking coaching so I move the right way. And then I need a website, because after that happens, people are going to come to my website. And then I need a freebie because I want them to come and download a freebie. And then I need a scheduling system so they can schedule a call. And then there's always going to be something that you feel like you need before you just go start and do the thing. Does that make sense? So like, this is why I'm so glad we're having this conversation. It's like, no, you don't need any of those things. You just need you and a group of people, and you need to talk about something that you are an expert in and on that will change their life, right? And then you ask them if they want to get on the phone with you and have a call about it, or you get their email address on a piece of paper, right? Like, that's it. That's all you need. So I want you guys to see that, right? It's your brain that's telling you you need all this other stuff that you know, again, holidays, back to school, my schedule's so busy, there's a vacation, there's a whatever, I can't go all in on the thing that I want. I don't have time for this, right? I can't do that right now. Like, I can't, whatever all of these things are we've been talking about all week, this is a sign that I shouldn't do it. No, it's your brain just trying to keep you from doing something that will change your life fundamentally for the better, because that's scary. If your business succeeds, right, this is what fear of success is. If your business actually works and succeeds, that means things about your life have to change. Your schedule has to change. Sometimes your availability with your family has to change. Sometimes, like, where you're living has to change. Your travel schedule has to change. Like, your freedom has to change. The flexibility you have in a day has to change. The pressures on you change, right? Things, the dynamics between you and other people change. The people in your life change, right? This is what fear of success is. People are always like, how could people be afraid of being successful? This is it, right? Like, because you're not afraid of succeeding, you're afraid of everything that success is going to do, right? But you don't really realize that. That's that more subconscious thing. So your brain is like, nope, I don't like all that. I don't like new people in our lives, and I don't like not seeing the current people, and I don't like thinking about changing our schedule and maybe having to travel and be away, and I don't like full days. I don't like structure. I don't want to process. I don't want to manage an assistant. So you know what? Let's just not do it. And so now I'm going to say, look, here are all my excuses. I've done it before and it didn't work, so I'm not going to do it again. Or it's not working, so I think I'm going to stop. Or no one's buying it, so it must not be the right thing. Or I must not be in front of the right audience. Or this must not be the right strategy. Or I want this all-in intensive. That was the example we were using. I want this all-in intensive, Rita, but like the holidays are coming up and it's going to be a busy fall and I just don't know. Like, the thing God or the universe or whatever it is told you to do, the sign only tells you to do something, is when you feel excited and you're like, I'm going to do this strategy. I want a vendor table. Like, we're going to say with evil, I want a vendor table, right? I want a vendor table. That was her, yes, do it, because she did it. She felt fully excited enough to go get a vendor table. The brain is trying to keep her from doing more of that so she doesn't succeed. So the brain's like, see, you didn't really get that many people at your table. See, you didn't really go around. People didn't really come up to you. See, you didn't get that many emails in your bowl for the raffle. Oh, see, nobody came up and played your game. Oh, see, like, nobody like talked to you about your business. So let's not do another vendor table, right? Like, that's not the universe or God telling you not to do something. That's your brain, right? Not letting you sit in discomfort and not letting you just jump in and take action, because that's scary, because that could work. Do you guys see that? So like, Here, the first thing we talked about, well, I've done that before, so, because I've heard that. Like I said, I heard that on one of the intensives where I said, look, here's the thing. You want to go all in on being fully booked with a waiting list. The quickest way to that is your private clients. That's what I said to a specific person. I'm not saying that to you. Obviously, you're all different. I don't know your business. But to this person, I said the quickest way for you being fully booked with a waiting list is to fill all your private client spots, right? So no group, no anything else. We are all in. Everything leads to filling your private client spots. No workshops, none of that, right? Like, we're trying to fill private client. I mean, you can have a free workshop for the purpose of filling your private client list, right? But like, all roads lead to there. And she was like, Rita, look, I've done this before. Okay, I've done your strategy where I stopped like focusing on other things, and I stopped this and I stopped that. And like, Rita, it didn't work. Right? Didn't work before. So then I really, because people who know me, I think Holly Sheehan calls me like a compassionate straight shooter. I said, can I ask you a few like tough love questions on that? She was like, sure. And I said, did you really do it? Like, did you really go all in on it? Did you really go all in on getting a private client? Let's really, like, to fill your private client list, let's look at what you did. So she's like, she said the same thing as I shared with you that I said about my thing, right? She was like, I posted about it on Facebook all the time, and nobody responded. I posted about clarity calls with me and sales calls with me, and nobody responded. I said, so I want you to go count. How many times? She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, no, pull up your computer. Like, I want you to count How many times did you post? You say you posted. Where did you post? I posted on my business page. Okay, cool. How many times? I did it once a day. That's not a lot of times. That's not all the time. That's not in front of everybody's face. That's not on a business page. We all know it's in front of nobody's face, right? Like business pages don't get seen. Facebook did that on purpose, right? People aren't seeing when you post something on your business page. They don't see it in their feed anymore, in their wall. Organic reach is 0.000.0000000. I think it's like 8 or 9 zeros, 162%, right? Nobody's seeing what you post on your Facebook business page. There's not, unless you boost it and pay for it. Even then, you have to be really good at Facebook ads to get in front of the right people, right? But do you guys see what I'm saying? Like, you think you did it, but when I really start digging into the details, you really didn't. You didn't really do it. You didn't show up every single day. You didn't do it consistently. You didn't do it with the energy. You didn't put all your time, energy, and attention only on that thing. You didn't get super visible. You didn't ask for the sale as much as you think you did. You didn't post about it as much, and you really didn't do everything. I think it was Holly Shan I was talking to on her intensive. I asked her, cool, what are you going to do to go all in on getting fully booked with a wait list? And she named like 3 or 4 things, and they were good. And I said, what else? And she's like, I don't know what else. I whipped out my sheet, didn't I, Holly? From when I was going all in on being fully booked with a wait list, which I'm still doing. And I had 3 pages of things. 3 pages, right? Because going all in is like doing everything and doing it consistently and showing up with the right energy, right? There's also that excuse of I've done it and it didn't work. And when I dig in on that, it's like, right? Not only did you really do it, which is usually no, but then it's like, did you really give it the time you needed to see results? And that's usually a no. So it's usually like, well, Rita, I tried Facebook Lives. I tried them. I tried them to get success. And Facebook Lives didn't work. Nobody showed up and engaged with me. Like nobody like got on the phone with me because so Facebook Lives don't work for me. Cool. Like, let me ask you a question about that. Like, for how long did you do Facebook Lives? I did them every other day for 2 weeks, or I did them every day for a week, or I did like, that's not enough time to see results, right? Again, the most uncomfortable thing we do as entrepreneurs or business owners is have to sit in discomfort while we're not seeing results, right? In fact, I think I wrote down I wrote it down right here. The uncomfortable part is when delivering and people aren't buying yet. Notice I say the word yet. The most uncomfortable part of being a business owner is delivering when people aren't buying yet. It's like if you built a store and you stocked the store with products and clothes and whatever, and then you open the doors and nobody comes in, right? And you open the doors the next day and nobody comes in, right? And then you open the door the 3rd day and nobody comes in, right? It's so easy to go, oh my God, this isn't working. I have to shut this store down. I have to liquidate everything. Nobody's coming in. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants this stuff, right? No, that's not it at all. It could either be you didn't do anything to tell people about the store so nobody knows it exists, right? You didn't stick to your strategy, your visibility strategy, or your marketing strategy enough. You didn't really do it as often as you think you did. You weren't really showing up as much as you think you were, or maybe you were, and like people just aren't coming yet. It's like Monday. By Sunday, they will, right? Like you have to keep showing up and opening up the store, right? And then you can look at your strategy and make adjustments later, like at a 90-day mark or whatever, but you just keep implementing it. But because it's so scary, because it's uncomfortable, because there's discomfort, our brain doesn't want us to sit in that. So it's going to start doing all of that stuff, right? Guys, assume your plan is working. Can you do that? Like how many of you can honestly say that you decide to do something and you have 100% belief that it will absolutely work, that or do you have doubt? Like, I hope it works. I have this idea to do what Rita's doing and doing a whole Facebook series, and I hope that works, right? How many of you are like, it's absolutely working, like it's totally and completely inevitable that it'll work, right? You have to assume the plan is working. That's your baseline. Your baseline is it's working, right? So all of these statements of I've done it before and It's not working, so no one's buying my intensive, no one's signing up for my thing, no one's signing up for a clarity call. It's usually number one that you did not believe from the beginning that that strategy that you picked will work, right? So then you did not show up as an energetic match to that strategy. Do you guys know what I mean when I say that? Yes, no? You guys are super quiet right now. Who's with me? Is this like good for you? Like, are you loving this? Is this like freaking you out? Like, give me some feedback on this. I would love to know, right? But it's you, and if you're watching on replay, still give me feedback, right? I know it's Friday, y'all, but it's only 12 o'clock on Friday. Like, we can totally do this, right? It's usually that you didn't believe 100% with 100% certainty that your strategy is going to work, right? So you did not show up as an energetic match. So here's what I mean. I'm going to use my intensive again as an example. I'm offering a 90-minute intensive, guys. It goes down on Monday at 12. I do not offer 90-minute intensives as part of my regular strategy. I barely offer them. The only way to work with me privately is in my private coaching, my 6-month private coaching package, right? I created these 90-minute intensives because people were asking for help. They were asking for this kind of help. They were asking for clarity and specific actions and efficiency and help focusing and help like really knowing the plan to implement, right? So I created these 90-day intensives and I have been showing up for them and I have been giving a lot of value. I've been delivering, right? And I've had sales. I've had 4 sales, right? Do I want more than 4 sales? Yes. I know there's so many of you that I can help and I'm so excited to be able to offer this way to help. And after August, whatever Monday is, August 12th at noon, it's coming down because then I will have to like know what my schedule is, right? I need to know how many people buy it so I know that I can schedule them all in the fall before my fall schedule starts getting like really packed with speaking and travel. So I want to have all my intensive scheduled first, right? So I went all in on doing my intensives and like my monkey brain, I shared with you, my monkey brain started freaking me out. Like no one's buying. Well, we learned that's not true. That's a lie. My brain wanted me to see a lie. But it's like, gosh, Rita, people are probably so tired of you. So people are so tired of you talking about this, right? Look, nobody, they must be so tired of you talking about it, right? Also, not true. Most people didn't even know I was talking about it. When I started asking, they're like, I didn't know you did 2 more videos. I didn't know this was a thing. I haven't been around, right? So I'm still showing up, right? I haven't been like halfway through the 2 weeks and been like, well, this isn't working. And so I guess this is done. I guess I'm just going to wrap it up. I guess I'm just going to stop. No, I continue to show up because I'm 100% certain that the results of my business are inevitable. Now, I want to show you what I mean. I 100% believe that my business is a successful business and that it will continue to be a successful business and that the success will grow and that the money will grow and I will reach 7 figures and I will be a 7-figure business owner. I don't know when and I don't know how. Could it be this intensive? Right? Maybe. So to look at Holly's example, for example, of wanting to be fully booked with a waiting list. And she decided one of the ways that she can be fully booked with a waiting list is offer a 90-minute intensive, right? To give them a taste of what it would be like to work with her and work in her package. And then give an incentive for people who do that 90-minute intensive towards a package, right? So she made that decision. Like her success, if Holly followed this philosophy, right, which she should, Holly would be like, my success in my business is completely and totally inevitable. It's happening as we speak. I'm 100% certain. I don't know where the clients will come from. I don't know how the clients will come. I don't know how I will be fully booked with a waiting list, but it is completely and totally inevitable that I will be fully booked with a waiting list. Done. I don't know when exactly and I don't know how, but I'm 100% certain that I will, right? Then she must back that with action, right? She must do things. And the things that she does must be an energetic match for the kind of results that she wants. So the results she wants are fully booked with a waiting list. So she must show up as if she's already fully booked with a waiting list, doing the kinds of things that a person who's fully booked with a waiting list would be doing. That person would have offered 90-minute intensives. That person would offer value. That person would be working with clients. That person would be showing up every day. Like that person would be, that's an energetic match for the results, right? So she has to show up as an energetic match for the results, right? What happens when usually a strategy isn't working out or you think it's not working out, it's just your brain lying to you, trying to get you to stop, which it usually wins, right? So it gets you to pull back on it. It gets you to doubt yourself. It gets your energy to drop. It gets you to say, maybe I should do something else. Maybe I should stop that strategy and hop over here. Maybe I shouldn't go live today. I'm just going to start being a little inconsistent with what I'm going to do. Nobody's listening anyway, right? All the more lives. Nobody's listening. Nobody's watching. Nobody's going to know if I'm live when I said I was or not. Like, that's not a big deal. Nobody wants this anyway. Like, all of those lies, right, will start to get you to stop because what you're doing is scary, right? And it could change your life. Well, it will change your life, and your brain knows that. So it's trying to get you to stop. And all of these things. It's holidays, back to school. I can't do a 90-minute intensive that will change my life because I'm busy. I'm busy with things that aren't changing my life. I'm busy with things that aren't getting me the results that I want in my business. I'm busy with like all the other things except the thing that I've said that I really, really want more than anything itself. So I'm too busy to actually learn how to do the thing that will change my life and will be the thing I want to do. Come on. Don't you guys see that your brain, who would like logically say, I want to be fully booked with a wait list, but you know what? I'm so busy doing like things that don't lead me to being fully booked with a wait list, and I've got my schedule full of stuff that's just not towards that or directed towards that at all. And whether it's free time or personal time, I'm not using my time for that. So I think I'm just too busy. I'm so busy with all that stuff that's not the thing I want that I'm not gonna like take 90 minutes for an intensive for the thing that I want and actually get it and actually change my life, right? I get it, because it's your brain like focusing in you on all that stuff, so you won't change your life, so you won't sit there and be successful, right? Do you guys see that? Evil is like, I'm still back on the what I have to give up if I'm successful. Stop looking at what you don't want, because you don't really have to give up anything. I think people mistake change with I have to give up something. Instead, you just have to create a new container, right? So here's what I mean. It's like when you know your non-negotiables, which is something we can set in the intensive, the 90-minute intensive. When you know your non-negotiables, like you create your business around it. This is why every client I work with, we have to get clear on the life that you want. So we create a business that supports it instead of creates a business that pulls you away from it, right? So I use this example. Evil is signed up for the intensive. Girl, look at that. I'm just, oh, you get this button for that. You can do it. Like, I love it, right? So here's the thing, right? I have a friend, and her non-negotiable is that she doesn't want to work more than 25 hours. She is a multi-six-figure business owner, and she has done it following her non-negotiable of, I don't want to work more than 25 hours. I want to have plenty of time with my family and to travel with them and to spend time with my kid and whatever. And that's her non-negotiable. So she has built her entire business model to make it as maximum effect and impact as possible in 25 hours a week to get there, right? Like, you build your business to fit your life, right? So we can create, right? We can create like the container that we want if we're clear about what we want, right? We can create the container that we want if we're clear about what we want. And so it's just knowing that. It's like, but our brain doesn't want us to do that. Like, so it's not even letting us acknowledge that that's an option. Like, oh, you mean I can do it my own way, on my own terms? Like, no, that seems too easy, right? That seems too easy to be able to just like live the life that I want and have a successful business. Like, that can't work. How does it can? I promise you it can, right? But this is why you need support, right? Which is why, Evil, I'm really, I did the button, I did that, but I'm really glad you purchased it, right? Because you need the support, and Evelyn didn't even know I was going to give a bonus, so look at that. She still gets it. Holly, you get it because you've already had yours and bought it, and Andrea, who's watching, like, you're having, like, the people who have already bought the intensive, you're going to get this bonus. For everybody else, right, if you buy the intensive today or tomorrow, now it goes down Monday, but this bonus is only available to people who have already bought it, or who buy it today or buy it tomorrow, okay? But this is why you need support. You need support for everything that we just showed in this video, because it's not the reality for the things we've talked about all week. It's not true that you don't have the money. It's not true that you don't have the time. It's not true that, you know, you've done it before and it didn't work. It's not true that it's not working. So it's not true that no one else that no one's doing this, so you need to stop and bail. It's not true, right? All of these things, all these myths that we've talked about like all week long, right? What was the one the other day of, oh, I need to oh my God, why am I drawing a blank on what we talked about the other day? It was so good. It was so good. Holly Shan, I'm drawing, it was like my best video ever. It was like, oh my God, it was my best video ever. Like my brain is like, don't talk about it. It was too good. It was too good. You can't let people know how good it was. No, it was that idea of, I don't know how to. I don't know how to do it. So not, I've done it before and it didn't work, but like what we talked about on Wednesday was, I want to do this thing, I just don't know how to. So I'm not doing it right now. I want to create an e-course, I don't know how to. I want to build an app, I don't know how to. We debunked that myth big, right? We debunked that myth big. So like all of these things are just lies, right? It's your brain trying to keep you safe, trying to keep you from being successful, because that's scary and that requires a lot of trust in yourself and a lot of uncomfortableness, sitting in discomfort, moving through discomfort, and being called out on these things, saying, that's not the best, most efficient way to get, you don't need that right now. Don't do that right now. Like, stop it. That's not it. This is it. This is your path to getting the thing that you want. You want this? You want to be a published author? Cool. You want to be a paid public speaker? Cool. You want to be fully booked through the wait list? Cool. Here is the way that you get there, right? Like, let's get really clear on the thing that will move the needle forward the most towards those big results that you want in your business. So what's the one thing we're going to focus on? Like, yeah, sure, being a 7-figure business owner, you could have private clients and a group and workshops and a book and passive income and be paid to speak. But guys, you won't if you're trying to do it all at one time, right? Those are those little half houses that are built all over the place. You need to have big, full, functional buildings, right? In your neighborhoods, we have to build one fully first and then go build the other one and then you go build the other one, right? Until you have a team of people and then they can go build a house and you're building a house, right? But for now, it's like we got to build one house. So we're going to focus on the thing that will move you forward the most towards those ultimate results that you want. And then we're going to get really clear on the strategy, the most efficient strategy to get you to it. Like what you need to be doing right now more than anything else, the actions you need to be taking to do it. And we're going to identify some of this stuff, some of these excuses, some of these challenges, some of these things that are going to pop up and try to keep you from it, because your brain won't want it to work, because to work means that there's going to be change, yes, but it doesn't have to be bad change. You're allowed to create the container in which the change happens. So we need to make sure we talk about that on the intensive too. What are you afraid of? What are you worried is going to be different? How can we go ahead and build a business right now that won't allow that will provide for what you want instead of what you don't want, right? How can we get our mind focused on what we want and what we don't want? How can we assume the plan is working? How can we show up every day and be ultimately sure of our success even when we're not seeing results from the thing that we're doing? Like, how can we do that? That's all the stuff we're going to go over, right? So the people who have already bought, or who buy today or tomorrow, like, I bet on you, right? Like, you're betting on me is really what it is, right? Like, by buying this intensive, you guys are betting on me. Sure, you're saying, hey, like, Rita, I'm betting on you to be able to get me, to give me the clarity that you're talking about. I'm making a bet on you for whatever. You guys can tell me what you're betting on me for, right? And I'm looking at the page right now to see if it's showing, if the bonus is showing. I don't think it is. So, okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to tell you what it is. You're betting on me, but really what I want you guys to see more than anything else is that you're betting on yourself. You're 100% betting on yourself when you sign up for this intensive. You are saying, I am betting on myself to win. I'm betting, and what was the quote I said today? If you believe that you have the best hand, you go all in on it, right? If you really believed that you had the best hand, if you 100% believed it, I have the best hand, you would definitely go all in on it, right? So that's what you're doing when you purchase a 90-minute intensive. You are going all in on it, right? You're like saying, I believe it. I believe that fully booked to the wait list. I believe that what I do, I believe in me. I believe in my business. I believe in this thing. I believe that it changes lives. I believe in it. I believe that. And I believe it enough, I'm willing to go all in on it. So then I'm going to call that bet. Calling means I match it. Like, I see your bet and I call it, right? Can't raise it. We're at the end of the round or whatever, right? Like, so I'm seeing it, I'm calling it, whatever the poker term is for it, right? Somebody can tell me what the right term is for it. So in addition, right, I'm going to give you a week of email support, a week of unlimited email support, because I want immediate implementation on some of this stuff, right? For those of you who want to immediately implement it, I'll give you 1 week following the intensive of email/Voxer support. So Voxer is like a voice app that you can use to talk to me for that. And also once I know what your goal is from our intensive, like once I know what it is, I am going to do an analysis of your social media sites, your content, or what other applicable thing I need to be analyzing based on whatever we talk about, right? It could be I need to look at your packages and your products and your offerings, or it could be that I need to look at like your website, or I need to look at, you know, the materials that you bring to a speaking engagement, or maybe if you're coming to me because you want to go all in on vendor tables, I will look at your vendor booth display, right? So I will do an analysis of whatever the right thing is and then give you specific notes, specific things on that, right? So in addition to the action plan we're going to create, you're going to get maybe you have you're like, Rita, look, I know I want to be fully booked with a waiting list, and I think one of the things is having sales calls, obviously, and I'm not 100% sure of my sales strategy. Then I will do an in-depth analysis on your sales strategy, right? So it's very hard for me to say what the thing is, but just know, in addition to our 90-minute intensive, right, where we will get clear on what you need to go all in on, we'll get clear on what that means, everything we just said, clearing the challenges, clearing the blocks, clearing all of that stuff. You will get 1 week of email support with me, Boxer, whichever works best for you, with me. And in addition, I will do a deep dive analysis on the thing, right, that we talk about. And that's specific to you, so I'll tell you what it is. I know you don't want to do vendor. I know that that's not what you want to talk about. I've just used that as an example. I use that as an example. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's very hard for me to say, I will do a deep dive analysis on your social media if you're like, I want to go all in on vendor tables. And it's like, well, me looking at your social media doesn't help you. So I will look at the right applicable thing, give you an analysis with like tips, like, if you did this, if you did that, I think you should do this. You should have a piece of paper. If I have a template, you'll get it, right? So you're going to get some nice extra support. That's only for people who've signed up. And if you sign up today or if you sign up tomorrow, right? That's easily like a double value, right? Because it's going to require more of my time and more of your time, but like whatever, it's going to be the thing that really helps, right? If you buy Sunday or Monday, it's still going to be available. You just don't get the extra support. You don't get the week support to like reach out to me and talk to me and ask questions and like deal with your brain that's gonna like try to fight you. And you don't get like my deep dive analysis on your content or on your social media or on your vendor table setup or on your website or on your Facebook group or on your whatever it is that I need to do a deep dive analysis on to like give you tips and strategies to really ramp that up. You won't get that if you buy it Sunday or Monday, but you get it if you buy it today or tomorrow or if you've already bought it, okay? Holly, Shan, just so you know, this is something we already do through the Mastering Group, so hopefully you feel like you can always reach out to me for this kind of stuff anyway. But for everybody else who has purchased it, don't worry, you're gonna get it. Hi, Rashika. I just want you to start assuming your strategy is gonna work. That's a starting point. Whatever it is that you feel you're going to go all in, if you can just start really stepping into the belief that it's 100% going to work, then your brain will have a harder time looking at these distractions that we talked about. So what questions do you guys have? What came up for you? What was an aha? What's a thing, right? How many of you feel like no, and it doesn't have to be around me and my 90-minute intensive. That was just the thing I was using as an example. But like, how many of you have ever had that before in your brain where you're like, the holidays are coming, back to school is coming, I can't do that thing right now. I want to also say classes and courses can be a distraction, right? So I need to hire another coach to learn how to do this other thing, right? Like, so this is not a class. Somebody said something like, I'm already in a lot of courses. This isn't a class. This isn't a course. This isn't like more consumption. This is me and you having a conversation to weed out what isn't important, to weed out what's not going to help you, or to weed out what needs to be put aside for later, right? To really like clear out stuff so you know exactly what to put your time and attention on, and steps, actionable, implementable steps for you to take that will be the most efficient and effective for you to get to the thing, okay? And then support as you go to do that, right? And then if you buy it today or tomorrow, like that actual support over the course of a week, plus the analysis on supplemental systems and things that you have in place that are necessary as part of the strategy that we've created. So you have that comprehensive support to really focus on one thing and build one building strong. So like, what's come up for you guys? What's an aha? What was your favorite part of today's video, right? What is it that you learned? So we now know the universe, God, etc., whatever it is for you, will never tell you not to do something. That's just not the way it works. They will only tell you to do something, right? So like you will know, like I'm supposed to do this, and then it will be, oh, I'm supposed to do that. Like you will know 100%, right? But when you start getting the nope, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, right? Like that's different, right? Like that's different. And that's not you, that's your brain saying, stop, this thing is scary, I don't like it, I don't like sitting here. I don't like sitting here on this Facebook Live video while nobody's commenting back and answering my questions, but guess what? Like, I'm here, I'm still talking. I'm gonna see this through till the very end of the video, which we're at guys, so don't worry. That's not comfortable. So your brain will try to get you to stop, and it'll get you to stop with all the excuses we said. I don't know, Rita, I really want this 90-minute intensive, but I want the 90-minute intensive, but I had a coach before and it didn't work. Or I've been in a class before and it didn't work. Or I've tried something before for the thing I want and it didn't work. Or it's not working right now. Or I have a coach right now and they're not working for me. Or no one's buying the thing. Or so your brain is just always at all times trying to get you to stop. That's what I want you to see. It just wants you to stay right where you are. We're going to try to move you away from it. We're going to try to get you right where you want to be. Okay, so I want to know where that is. So tell me in the comments, share with me ahas, share with me insights, share with me what you're going all in on. I want to hear it. I'm all in on getting fully booked with a wait list. I am all in on being a paid public speaker. I am all in on being a published author. I am all in on, like, declare it loudly, proudly in the comments, and we will make sure that you get there. So guys, you will hear me pop up a couple of times today about this 90-minute intensive because I'm all in on it. I'm all in on this intensive, and I'm all in on showing up and talking about it all day long today, all day long tomorrow, all day long Sunday till 12 o'clock on Monday, because I believe in it that much. I believe in me. I believe in you that much. I believe that together, all of this will create a change for you if you implement the actions, right? Like if you implement what we talk about. So I'm showing up for it. I'm not like gonna like, oh, maybe I talked about it too much. No, it is my job, right? It is my job to show up and offer the things that can help you get results. That is literally my job. And so I'm going to show up. I'm going to keep talking about this all day. I'm going to answer any questions. If you want to hop on the phone with me and find out if the intensive is right for you, if you want to send me a note if you're not sure, just do that. Like, reach out. I will definitely tell you if it is a good fit or not, okay? All right, guys, I'll see you later. I got to go take a break, eat a little bit of lunch. I got an onboarding of a new client happening later. I have a 90-minute all-in intensive that's happening later. I'm so excited. So I will see you guys later. Take care. Have a great day, everybody. And yes, you are, Evola. You are all in on getting fully booked with a waiting list. Oh, let me show my third button. Showing all my buttons today.
That was easy.
There we go. That was easy. That was easy, right? I love my buttons. All right, guys. Have a good Friday. I'll be back later to talk to you. Bye, everybody.